What's good, YouTube? Super Insane 18 here, coming at you with another episode of Road to Ranked. We're going to go ahead and jump right in. You can see that we don't actually have a face cam today. That is because we are currently in the middle of resetting up our entire workspace, and I do not have the ability to have my camera set up at the moment. So we're going to go ahead and just continue this with the gameplay without a face cam, and we found an opponent pretty quickly. So I think we are kind of safe to lead with the Tornadus Metagross. The only real threat that he has is the Rotom, maybe the Moltres there, but we are pretty confident in our ability to handle the Moltres. We are definitely going to bring the Tapu Fini in the back to handle the Urshifu as well as the Rotom Heat, and then I think our last mon should be the Landorus because it's got coverage for everything on his team. So we're going to go ahead and jump right in. We can pretty much tell you that our strategy is going to be trying to activate the weakness policy on the Metagross with the Tornadus. He does have Brutal Swing, so it'll break any opposing sashes as well as make sure that I get that boost. He does have Tailwind and Taunt as well, which is good because if he leads the Clefairy we can go ahead and taunt it. So I'm feeling pretty good about this team. I played this team for a while and it didn't disappoint, I guess. I won more than I lost by a very wide margin there. So we're going to see how it goes here. Today will probably be a shorter episode just because I do have stuff that I need to do. We will be, like I said, kind of remodeling our workspace here. And it's getting pretty close. It looks like he locked in at the last second, so I think he chose and didn't time out. We'll see. We'll know if he leads with the first two mon in the preview that he might have gotten locked in, or rather he might have timed out. So and you can probably tell that we are using the in-game sounds today. Wanted a little bit of a change from adding in some music. Okay, so I think what we want to do then is probably Tailwind here. Unless his Tornadus is going to go for like a taunt or something. And then I think we're kind of okay to Hailstorm into the Thundurus. Worst case scenario is that the Rotom maxes and flares us, but I think we still live that. Okay, and we see that we max first, so that's either meaning that he didn't max at all, or we're somehow faster than either of his mons, which is very unlikely. Okay, so the Thundurus went for Protect, which I guess that's okay. We're going to get our Tailwind off, which is nice. And then here we are going to get off a Hailstorm onto this Thundurus. It won't do that much because he protected, but it should still do decent damage. Oh, unfortunately the Rotom went for Will-O-Wisp. I was expecting an Overheat. So that kind of ruins our plan with the Metagross. We can go neutral if we activate our weakness policy, which is definitely going to be the play here. So let's go ahead and Brutal Swing. And then we will just again Hailstorm into the Thundurus. This should take it out. No more sashes on my opponent's side of the field because he did take hail damage. And he is going to max here. I wonder if it should be the Rotom. As far as I'm concerned, his Thundurus is as good as dead. Okay, yeah, so he did go for the Rotom. That means that he is going to hail our Metagross, which is a little unfortunate, but I'm not upset about it. So we get off that Brutal Swing, we get our weakness policy off, and then this should definitely take out the Thunderous. Now, it's kind of a toss-up whether or not we go down to the max flare. We probably do. Oh, okay, so he went for the lightning on the Tornadus instead. That's perfectly fine. That means that our Metagross gets to live. Granted, we are only neutral because of the burn, but still a good position to be in. So I definitely want to bring the Landorus out here. Now that he has his Thunderous gone, we don't need to worry about any sort of Defiant. Yep, and the Urshifu in the back, which is exactly what I expected. So we are going to Rock Slide for the super effective damage on the Rotom. And then we are going to Quake into the Urshifu, just so that we get a little bit of special boost. That way our Landorus can live a little bit from maybe some max flares. Alright, so that does good damage. The Metagross is probably 100% going down this turn. I don't see any reason that it wouldn't. Oh, okay. He opted to just take out the Landorus, which is definitely an interesting call. I think we can live this because of the defense boost. Yeah, we live that no problem, actually. That's just not even like a question. So let's go into our Tapu Fini. We should still have the Tailwind up, so we should be faster than both things on his side of the field. I think our best play is to Stomping Tantrum into the Urshifu slot, because our other moves should be resisted. And then we're going to... Honestly, I want a Calm Mind. I feel like setting up that Calm Mind is going to get us where we need to be. We should definitely be able to live a hit from a Max Thunder, so I'm not worried about it. Tapu Fini is very specially bulky. Is this enough to take out the Urshifu? It is not, unfortunately. Alright, so the Wicked Blow should be into the Metagross. Yep, so Metagross is down, and now it's Tapu Fini versus the world. Interesting that it went for Flare. Definitely a questionable play at best. It's got the Sun Up, but Muddy Water is still our best move. It has the potential to hit both. Okay, we resist this, but it is a crit. Okay, unfortunately doesn't put us in our berry range, so I'm a little scared of the Thunderbolt. As long as we can live the Thunderbolt and get our berry heal, we should be okay. Calm Mind, no electric terrain. Nope, unfortunately it takes us out. Well, that's definitely a bummer. I definitely thought we'd be able to live that with how big. I believe Tapu Fini's like a 130 base special defense. I'm actually going to check that here really quick, so bear with me. So, looking at Tapu Finney's stats, we see that, yes, it is a base 130 special defense. So +1, I'm honestly shocked that that took us out. It wasn't a crit, right? I didn't see it say crit. Okay, that's fine. Let's go ahead, we'll just jump into another game. You know, I might put a calc for that on the screen if I remember. I'm not 100% sure, but I definitely don't think that that should have taken us out. Okay, so a very similar team. He's got 3 of the same Mon. We kind of don't want to bring Landorus because he has the Mamoswine. We definitely want the Rotom because he's got a couple of things weak to it. We'll lead the Metagross and the Tornadus again. We'll bring the Rotom in the back. And then I think Finny is still our best bet. Finny can handle the Urshifu, the Nihilego, the Mamoswine, so just overall pretty good Mon to have in the back. Alright, so he did lead the Thundurus. Probably expecting us to lead our Intimidate user. I am going to predict that the Rillaboom is going to fake out into our Tornadus. But I'm not worried about the Rillaboom otherwise. Unfortunately, nothing we can really do to get rid of that fake out, so I'll try to Tailwind just in case we can. And then Hailstorm into the Thundurus, because the Thundurus is definitely the bigger threat. He is going to Max first, so that means that Max Thundurus is going to come out. That being said, this is probably a dead Tornadus between Fake Out and Max Lightning. Yep, so he did fake out into the Tornadus slot as expected. And then we actually see a Max Airstream. That's still probably strong enough to take us out. Yeah, okay. So he is going to raise his speed, which is a little unfortunate for us, but I'm not too worried about it. I still think we're in a really good position. And it is Life Orb. This Hailstorm should do good damage. Perfect, okay. So that will definitely go down next turn. We don't want to bring the Finny out just yet, because it is very weak to everything on my opponent's side of the field currently. So we will go for Rotom. And honestly, I think our best bet is to protect. Well, no, let's not protect. I don't think there's anything that he can really do. Let's go ahead and try to get a defense boost off this Tornadus. It is low enough. So he is going to go for the Max Knuckle into the Rotom, wanting to get as much damage as possible and increase the attack of his Rillaboom. The Rillaboom does go for Wood Hammer. It is resisted, but unfortunately with that Knuckle we're not going to be able to survive. That's definitely unfortunate. So I think that pretty much leaves us to protect with our Finny, and then Hailstorm into the Rillaboom because we need to get that out of the way. But we did completely waste out his Dynamax. Granted, he used it to get rid of 2 of our Mons, so we didn't really waste it out. But I'm still confident our max is still around and at full health, so let's go ahead and send out the Finny. Okay, and he does have the Urshifu in the back. It is the fighting type, so a Moonblast will completely demolish that. Unfortunately, if he decides to Wicked Blow into it, we will still take the full damage because of its ability to get overprotect. But we're going to protect anyway. And then we will Hailstorm into the Rillaboom. Alright, even though the terrain was gone, he still went for the Grassy Glide. He Wicked Blows into the Metagross, and we live. Only because of the defense boost. Actually, no, crits should ignore stat changes. So, we live that naturally. And then this should be Rillaboom gone. So now, depending on his last Mon, it could potentially be Finny versus the world again. Because there's no way that Finny is outspeeding Urshifu. Okay. So it is a Mamoswine. I definitely want to Moonblast the Urshifu because I don't want to risk the accuracy. And then I'm gonna try to hit the Mamoswine. I should, in theory, die first. There's no way that I'm outspeeding him, but just in case he doesn't go into the Metagross slot. Okay, and that's why we do it. Okay, unfortunately, he gets the KO on the Finny, and the Mamoswine is sashed, so that's going to be game for us. Since the Mamoswine is Ice type, it's not going to take any damage from the Hail. And he's just going to get that one. So, definitely not doing so hot. Based on my testing with the team, I figured that this would be going really well for me, but man, I'm just getting countered. I didn't mean to look at the team. We're going to go ahead and run one more battle. Like I said, a little bit of a short video today, just because we are doing some work around the home office, I guess you would call it. So let's try to get at least one win for the day. Okay, so it looks like he's going for a Trick Room team, which means I definitely want to lead Tornadus Metagross because I have the taunt. We will go ahead and bring the Landorus because it's good against the big threats on his team, and then the Rillaboom. Alright, so let's see if we can stop him from getting the Trick Room up. That's definitely an interesting lead. Does Alchemy get Trick Room? It does not get Trick Room. So we'll taunt the Comfy. And then we'll just Steel Spike into the Alchemy. Definitely an interesting lead from my opponent. Those are two mons that I would assume are definitely more supportive. So, unless he's going for some kind of weird offensive alchemy. Which the alchemy went for Protect. The Tornadus... Oh, Aroma Veil. Okay, so I guess they're still getting the Trick Room off. Okay, so that lead definitely makes more sense now. But that's fine. I'm not worried about the Comfy. I think we just Brutal Swing and then still Steel Spike into the Alchemy. Okay, so he sends out the Gastrodon, so he might try to Decorate into that slot. Yep, okay. Exactly what I would expect. So there goes the Alchemy. But now we have a boosted Gastrodon to worry about. Would an Earth Power and or a Max Quake take out my Metagross, is the question. So we know he's got the Alchemy in the back. What is his last mon? Or not the Alchemy, the Comfy, that's what I meant. So he could have either the Regirock or the Stakataka, and those things are kind of what we're worried about. Now that the Alchemy's gone, we can taunt the Comfey. And then honestly go for the Quake into the Gastrodon to try to raise our special defense. Okay, so it's Mental Herb. That's disgusting. Okay. So we go into Rillaboom here. And we have to hope that a Grassy Glide will take out the Gastrodon here. If it's Rindoberry and we can't take it out, then unfortunately it looks like it might be bad for us. Let's go ahead and we'll Air Slash into the Gastrodon, just for a little bit of extra damage in case we can't take it out with this Grassy Glide. We are Life Orb, we are boosted from the grassy terrain, so ideally a 4 times effective move takes it out. Okay, so he expected the taunt again. We get to see what his last mon is. It is the Regirock. Gastrodon goes for Protect, which is fine. How many turns of Trick Room are left? This is the last turn. So I think I'm actually going to Tailwind here just to make sure that we are faster after the Trick Room. Well, we are going to be faster. That's a dumb move. Everything on his team is slow. Let's go ahead. We'll Air Slash into the Regirock. It's not very effective, but it at least does some sort of damage. And now we kind of have to Grassy Glide into the Gastrodon slot. The the good news is that we do have the Landorus in the back. It can come in and intimidate the Regirock and then do super effective damage to it. Gastro trying for the double protect. He really needs to there. And he is not Rindo buried, so that will definitely go down. And honestly, as long as the Rillaboom can survive whatever this Regirock is about to do. Okay, so that, in theory, is into the Tornadus. Oh no, okay, it's into the Rillaboom slot, but we survive it, which is good. Now the Comfey's going to come out. We can taunt it again, kind of free range, because it no longer has its Mental Herb, and there's no more Aurora Veil. Considering that we are faster, part of me wants to Wood Hammer instead of Grassy Glide, just because it is stronger. But we are min-speed Rillaboom, just so that we can win Terrain Wars. But I'm pretty sure min-speed Rillaboom still outspeeds everything. Well, no, Comfey's pretty fast. If he goes for like a Dazzling Gleam, we could be in trouble. Let's go ahead, we'll taunt the Comfey. And it's risky, but I really want a Wood Hammer for the more damage. Okay, so we get the taunt off on the Comfey. Comfey goes for Dazzling Gleam. Can our Rillaboom live this? Okay, yes, our Rillaboom can live this. Wood Hammer goes off, does big damage. Looks like it's weakness policy'd, which I'm fine with. We were going down here regardless. And then now Tornadus is, or not Tornadus, Landorus is going to come in and fire off some Earthquakes. The Intimidate will put the Regirock down to +1 instead of +2. Still a little scary because it's got such a big defense, but so this Earthquake is essentially our only hope, because I don't think we can live 2 moves from a +1 Regirock and a... oh, and it's gonna priority Giga Drain. That does not do enough. Okay. I think that's it for us. Yep, and there we go. So 3 straight losses. Unfortunately, we got wrecked today, but, you know, it is what it is. Maybe I'll bring this team back for, you know, a better episode when I'm not in the middle of renovating. Get a little bit of a redemption arc going. But I hope you guys enjoyed. That will be it for today. If there's any specific Pokemon or teams that you would like to see, leave a comment down below. Make sure to subscribe and like the video, and thank you guys for watching.